Hi, I'm Bruce Wells. I teach in the Middle Eastern Studies Department at the University of Texas at Austin. And the question right now is about King Hammurabi of Babylon and what is his famous code? When I was coming up in school, we were taught that the first law code in the whole world was the law code of Hammurabi. Turns out that's not actually the case. Archaeologists have found other codes of law that are earlier than Hammurabi's code is. But his is certainly the most famous, it's the longest, and it's the one that's most well studied. King Hammurabi was a hero to the Babylonians, but not so much of a hero to other people around them. So his father had helped to secure the rule of the city of Babylon in a small region in what today is southern Iraq. Hammurabi comes on the throne after his father dies, and he begins to make some changes. He gets a bigger army. He goes out and conquers some other lands. He starts out conquering lands to the south and grows the Babylonian kingdom that way. He does the same thing in the north. And eventually Hammurabi secures a big portion of southern Iraq for his own land and his own kingdom. This is all happening in the early 1700s BCE. Now there's actually some disagreement about how to date the reign of Hammurabi, but most scholars still follow the idea that he ruled from about 1790 BCE until 1750. That's 40 years, that's a long reign for kings of any time period. Now, at one point, he decides to create what we call the Code of Hammurabi. He has his scribes. We don't know if Hammurabi could actually read and write. He might have been able to, actually. But he has his scribes put together a list of over 280 laws. These laws are written down on clay tablets, but he also has at least one very large monument, a big black stone that's shaped like a column. He has that inscribed with these laws. Now, you would think that with all these laws put on this big monument, that we would be able to say, aha, these are the laws that all of the Babylonians had to obey under King Hammurabi. But scholars disagree about this a lot. So I think those laws represent many of the rules that Babylonians had to obey under King Hammurabi. But I think they already knew about those rules before Hammurabi had them written down. Other scholars don't think the rules in the code had anything to do with what was happening in Babylonia. They think scribes were just making up laws and making up rules so that Hammurabi would look good, kind of on the outside, but it didn't really have any meaning for what the Babylonian people had to do or what rules they had to obey. So there's this argument that's still going on among scholars as to how to understand this list of 280 plus rules. And they cover all kinds of things, from how to rent out your land to another farmer, what to do if someone has stolen things from you, what to do if a doctor is operating on you and makes a mistake, what if somebody else punches you in the face. And some of the laws are very peculiar or weird. So if someone is guilty of digging through the wall of a house to get into the house to steal something, there's a very special punishment for that. Now, how would you dig through a wall to get into somebody's house? Well, their houses were mostly made of mud brick. So sand and dirt that had been packed together and allowed to dry in the sun. Well, with the right tools, you can actually dig through that. So if someone is guilty of doing this, they're supposed to be killed for it. Burglary is a very serious crime. The law says they're supposed to be killed, and you're allowed to use their corpse or their body to fill up the hole that they made and pack mud brick around their body so that their relatives don't have a chance to take the body and bury it. Now, I don't know if you really want a dead body in your wall. I might pass on that. And we know that the punishments in the laws, in the code, were usually the maximum penalty. So the person could be killed, but the family whose house was robbed would probably want that person and their family to pay them in barley or cattle or even in silver to make up for the theft instead of seeing the person put to death. So that's one very odd one. If you steal a beehive that someone has, then you are supposed to be stung with bees. So in many of the punishments, there's a kind of, let's have the punishment fit the crime in almost a very literal way. And that's one of the things that the Code of Hammurabi is known for. So again, we don't know if his code actually contained the laws that Babylonians had to obey, but I think his code gives us a good idea of what the laws were at the time and how that society was governed.